After a consultation with PAC Resources, ABC Consulting identified 4 issues regarding the human resource development area. These issues will be addressed throughout this presentation. We will also be preparing an evaluation system using Kirkpatrick's 4 levels of training evaluation for PAC's management training program. Before we begin addressing the issues, we first conducted 2 SWOT analyses. One analysis focused on PAC resources, the second analysis focused on the functional area of human resource development. SWOT is an acronym for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. According to businessdictionary.com, a SWOT analysis is a situation analysis, where the internal strengths and weaknesses of an organization and its external opportunities and threats are examined to create a strategy.
For our first SWOT analysis, we observed PAC's resources and found several strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Some strengths were high-quality specialized equipment, products made in the United States, International Standard Organization quality certified, granted by the International Organization for Standardization, niche markets or little competition. Some weaknesses were heavy reliance on one customer, poor management and leadership, unethical and unfair practices by management, dissatisfied employees. Some opportunities were Canadian and European markets, restructuring of labor force, and reduction of costs. Threats included unions, downturn in the economy, decreasing products demand, sales, possible lawsuits.
For the second SWOT analysis, we focused on the Human Resource Development Department, where we found several threats, strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities. Some strengths are strong support from PAC through encouragement for employee development. Human Resource Development has an innovative leader who improved knowledge management with interview exits, an idea blog, and communities of practice. A weakness is resistance from employees and management. For example, there is a shared sentiment that HR only gets in the way. An opportunity for PAC is updating and improving performance management systems. Lastly, some threats include decreasing product demand and sales, PAC staff reduction, and due to the company's cost containment, the training expenses for this area are being watched. There's a risk of loss funding for management training and tuition reimbursement.
For this case, ABC Consulting needed to understand and implement the following HR best practices to address the primary issues for the human resource development area. These HR best practices include SWOT analysis, knowledge management, transfer of training, measuring return on investment for training, and Kirkpatrick's 4 levels of training. These topics will be discussed along with their pertaining issues throughout this presentation.
For Issue 1, ABC Consulting needed to identify the goals of PAC's training programs. Are they meeting these goals, and what could be improved? To answer this issue, we conducted the SWOT analysis you had seen earlier in this presentation on the human resource development area. According to businessdictionary.com, a SWOT analysis helps to identify and qualify strategic goals. The goals we identified were several. The first goal was to capture knowledge leaving the organization. A second goal was to increase the exchanging of information between employees across departments. A final goal was to help train management employees so that they can gain and/or improve first-line supervisor skills. With that being said, were goals being met? The answer is no. Too many employees are disgruntled with management and unethical and unfair labor practices from management. Something that the Human Resource Department can do to better train their management leaders on issues relating to ethics and having HR develop a zero tolerance policy in order to gain employee trust and cooperation. Doing this will guarantee that goals are being met because now employees will be more satisfied and they will be more willing to cooperate with management. Hi, so issue 2 asks us to discuss PAC's efforts to retain and transfer knowledge. Are these efforts effective, and what can be done to improve the process? First, let's discuss knowledge management. According to Thomas Davenport, knowledge management is a concept where a company collects, organizes, shares, and analyzes its knowledge while considering the resources, documents, and people skills. The Human Resource Development area implemented several knowledge management tools, such as an idea blog, exit interviews, and communities of practice to improve efforts to retain and transfer knowledge. Staff is now able to share their knowledge and ideas relating to work. These efforts are not effective due to employee resistance and poor management. Employees don't trust management and have observed a lot of unethical issues that are simply swept under the rug. They feel like HR only gets in the way and doesn't fix anything. ABC Consulting recommends that PAC focuses on trying to boost employee morale by focusing on ethics policies. This will help to improve participation by reducing resistance from employees.
Issue 3 asked us, what can human resource development do to improve transfer of training? According to Holly Hutchins, PhD, and Lisa A. Burke, PhD, transfer of training occurs when a person is transferring and applying the knowledge and skills they learned in a training session back to their job. For example, someone such as an office assistant can take a training course on how to type using a keyboard and then transfer and apply these learned skills back to their job at the office. The goals of a successful training transfer are to have employees generalize and maintain skills at the workplace. There are 3 theories used for the transfer of training. These theories are 1, the identical elements theory, 2, the stimulus generalization theory, and 3, the cognitive theory. ABC Consulting recommends that the human resource development area apply the cognitive theory because it focuses on the internal processes that help learners maintain and recall knowledge learned in the training programs, and because it helps the trainees apply this knowledge to the work setting. One way to apply the cognitive theory is to have the employees work on goal setting, action plans, or learning contracts at the end of the training. Additionally, transfer of training needs to be evaluated after training to check its effectiveness.
Issue 4 asks, how can human resource development return on investment to prevent cuts in the training budget? What is a business case for training? First of all, let's begin with the main reason employers offer training for employees. According to a Forbes online article titled 10 Reasons Why Companies Should Invest More in Management Training, the business case for training is because training helps make sure that workers have the necessary knowledge and skills to do their job the right way. Training helps improve employee engagement, boosts morale, and everyone becomes more productive. Next, in order to measure the return of investment for training, we must use a return of investment formula. This formula gives us a percentage return of the cost incurred. This percentage will help us prevent cuts in training. A return of investment will show the usefulness of training programs and their contributions to the company. Investors will be able to see whether or not they should continue funding training. A return of investment results bigger than 100 shows a net benefit. However, a results smaller than 100 shows a net cost. Hopefully the return of investment we calculate is bigger than 100.
Kirkpatrick's 4 levels of training are used as a well-known model to evaluate the effectiveness of training within an organization. This model can also be used to evaluate any format of training, whether informal or formal. Kirkpatrick's model is applied before, during, and after training in order to maximize and demonstrate the value of training to an organization. Level 1 is reaction, which evaluates the response of the participants to the training. Level 2 is learning, which measures if the participants learn the material and gain the intended skills from the training program. Level 3 is behavior, which considers if the participants are applying what they learned from the training to their job. And level 4 is evaluation, which evaluates if the training positively impacted the organization. This can be assessed if targeted outcomes occur as a result of the training. The initial reaction of the managers suggests that they do not favor the training programs. The issue to note that the managers have is having to deal with difficult employees. Whether the training addresses this is an issue in question. The managers may acquire new knowledge and skills, but lack the correct attitude and confidence. This leads to managers being not fully committed in the training program. A major cause the training programs may not be working is due to the fact that managers are not applying what they learned from the training when dealing with difficult employees. Managers feel HR only gets in the way and their hands are tied when trying to deal with these issues. This is why managers have their own way of handling issues, the shop floor way versus the classroom way. Clearly, Level 4 of Kirkpatrick's model reveals the training program needs adjustments as positive results have yet to be seen. I believe Kelly Stevens from the Human Resource Department needs to address these issues in the training program in order to improve the performance of their managers. She should communicate and collaborate with managers in order to find a solution to solve these issues. Problems and expectancies of the training program from both managerial side and the HR side need to compromise. The managers may prefer their own techniques, whereas the HR department may implement different techniques. This is why it is important for the training program to teach practical and applicable techniques that managers can actually apply. This will help solve the issues of handling difficult employees and improve PAC's training program. Finally, it is clear to see that there is an interrelationship of activities in the human resource development area with other areas of HR. An employee that knows what they must do and understands their purpose is proven to be more effective than one that does not. The functional area of human resource development helps with training, career mapping, and performance management. It primarily helps to teach and prepare the employees with knowledge and the skills necessary for effective productivity. Not only does the human resource development area do all of this, but it also improves communication and increases employee satisfaction, as well as identifies areas that need improvement across the organization. In the end, this area benefits the organization and its employees.